Great to have you with us. Welcome back. Let's continue with the next round here. Assemble the washing set. And you can already see, you still know this from part 21. Wash bucket, dirt trap. These videos will now be a bit shorter. If you want to see the whole setup again, definitely start with part 1 with the ADBL items. But in the following videos, I won't always go over all the accessories again, but I'll still give you a very brief overview in case you haven't seen the first parts yet. Today we continue with SONAX Chemical. You have requested this very, very often. There are also other brands included, and that will follow in the coming days and weeks. I have put together a really nice washing set for you, especially if you want to start the 25 season now. And right here with a bag, so it's a real all-inclusive package. Again, a reminder here, it can always be expanded as desired with more accessories, more bottles, and more chemicals. Or you can opt for a pressure sprayer instead of a foam sprayer here. Everything is completely variable. If you have any questions about it, feel free to contact me on WhatsApp. I'll display the number for you below. You can contact me anytime for free. A short voice or text message. And then I'll put together a set for you as well. Or you can build on this set or one of the subsequent sets. I have wash buckets included again. Dirt trap with wall. You can assemble everything as you like. And of course also with a foam sprayer, which you can convert to a pressure sprayer. But here too, you can work directly with a normal pressure sprayer without an electric pump drive. I've simply picked out the best of here. Also here, the trick with the scrub wall, I've already shown you how you can install it so that you can use it with the lid. And also there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. In the accessories, a ChemicalWorkz drying towel is included. Wash mitt, one's thick, one's thin with a thumb for the details. On the back, that's why you're well informed if you watch part 1 again. But just for a compact overview, here in the secret compartment, the ChemicalWorkz wheel brush. And why do I stick with these items, also with the ChemicalWorkz accessory products? I can tell you quite simply, because they are simply the best in terms of price-performance ratio. And here I have to say quite openly and honestly, I just don't find the SONAX products as good. Here, I get more performance for the money when it comes to tools. Also with wheel brushes, wash mitts, drying towels, and so on with the double-sided, which I simply include with the ChemicalWorkz accessories. Clearly included, and that's why it's also included in this complete set. And I'm not building a SONAX set here, but rather it's about giving you a wonderful complete set with different manufacturers, but Chemical is a brand. I've done SONAX the other way around today. I have packed it in beforehand and stored it here. You see, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles, or 5 chemical included. And we start with the first product, and that is the SONAX Wheel Beast. Again, you can always change the products as you like. You can also include the SONAX Extreme Wheel Cleaner, even the Max Effect. For example, instead of the Wheel Beast, so you can change that as you wish, but it's a bit about the categories and my favorites within these chemicals. So for wheel cleaning, the SONAX Wheel Beast is included here with the 1 liter bottle. And inside you have these 5 holding tabs. But I have to be open, fair and honest with you as always. You do have the 5 holding tabs, but because is this here now? The belly? The lower part? So the lower part of the SONAX bottles, they are ultra wide. That means you get here, 4 bottles into the tabs. The 5th bottle you can't get in because it pushes out massively at the lowest point due to this really very, very wide design. That means I tried to fit the last bottle into the last tab if necessary, but I simply place it outside the tab. It is held by the other bottles and the other cloth anyway, but I admit openly and honestly, I show you exactly as it is. The 5th bottle, especially with the SONAX bottles, is a bit bulky at the bottom, but it still holds. The others are all included here in the net. Then, in addition to the pre-cleaning topic, we also have the SONAX Active Foam included here. Here too, one could argue and say, I could also add an alkaline pre-cleaner. Everything is possible, or even an acidic pre-cleaner, but I'm just giving you a bit of my starter kit, my basic set. And now comes the next point, pre-cleaning here with the SONAX Active Foam. You could actually also fixed here in the flap, SONAX Extreme Rich Foam, really a really nice shampoo. I find it absolutely top-notch. The scent is great. Also in terms of dosage, I also think the bottle is really cool. You can always see exactly how much is inside. Here you also have the Extreme series from SONAX again. And here again the regular series. And here you have the Profiline series. The bottles are also different. You might say, okay, Sebastian, you could actually skip the active foam and use, for example, the Multi-Star as a pre-cleaner. And then you can just normally use the SONAX Rich Foam as a shampoo. But you can also use it as a neutral pre-cleaning foam. But if you want a bit more power, and that's why I chose the combination this way, to wash with it, to pre-clean with it, you can still use the multi-star instead. I'll link it for you below as well. Then you are actually very, very well equipped. If you have a nicely sealed vehicle and are always on top of things. With cleaning, you can actually always work with the SONAX Rich Foam here. And maybe also include the insect remover. And for example, I have it included here now. So you can really set it up completely, variably, depending on how you want to put it together. So here we have the insect remover from SONAX in the large bottle for insect removal. Also here, as you can see, they are very, very wide at the bottom. In normal bottles, you can fit everything into the 5 bottles without any problem. But with these large wide bodies, with the SONAX bottles, it's a bit difficult with 5 bottles. And now we have for paint protection, because we already have wheel cleaning, pre-cleaning. Specifically, again, it doesn't always have to be, but here specifically the insect remover in the insect-rich months. A wonderful shampoo for washing. And then I have as a sealant here my absolute favorite product from the SONAX line, namely the ceramic spray sealant. There are also various other options at SONAX. And you can also go for the sealant shampoo. But we have to stick to a certain framework. Therefore, this would be my compilation. You can write in whether you would have put it together the same way. Because here, as you have noticed, you can vary a bit. So, feel free to leave your tips and suggestions for changes in the comments below. Otherwise, we still have the cloths included here at the front. And the applicator, to process this perfectly, is of course normally just sprayed onto the surface, spread with the cloth and polished out. That's the complete classic variant. But I'm more of a little applicator fan. I spread it nicely with the applicator, have an even distribution, and then also have a thin sealing film. No spots, where there's a lot and others where there's little. And none where there's nothing at all, but rather distribute it really evenly here and then polish it out with the appropriate cloth. I also have the cloths in here. And now I'm looking forward to your feedback. Thank you for watching. Feel free to reach out anytime with questions. And if I should build a set for you, I'm always reachable. Or you can put something together yourself and just send me a screenshot via WhatsApp. And then I'll gladly take another look and give you tips on whether it fits, or if maybe something can be further optimized. Until next time. Thank you for watching. I wish you a few really sunny start days now here in season 25. Until next time. Bye guys.